Welcome everyone back to another episode of the podcast. I believe this is episode 4 if I'm not mistaken. And kind of like before, we're bringing on another special guest. So someone very also near and dear to my heart, someone that I actually personally know in real life, I would like to introduce my friend Rafic. Rafic, go ahead and say hello.
Hi. Hello.
Now, for those of you that do not know, which I'm assuming is everybody, unless you're someone else personally in my life or Rafic's life, me and Rafic actually used to work together. Isn't that correct, Rafic?
That is correct, yes.
So now, I obviously could do a lot of the talking, and I know I will most likely do a lot of talking in this podcast. But Rafic, I want you to go ahead and give a brief introduction of yourself. Give us a quick rundown of what Rafic is, and more importantly, who Rafic is.
Perfect. So, hey guys, my name is Rafic. I am a human being. And everything about myself is just normal human being stuff, you know? Like, I like to eat, I like to drink, I do exercise at least 4 times a week. How we met with Sodacast was, through work, but yeah, everything, like I have a hobby, I work. Everything is normal. It's nothing, out of the picture.
So pretty bland introduction, Rafic. So obviously, I know that you're a little tired out, and I'm a little tired out for multiple reasons. I'm tired personally because obviously I worked earlier. I'm pretty sure that you did. But also, right before we started recording this, I streamed. So that was pretty good. It seems like you showed up in that stream. I'm not going to say who you are on the streams because I don't want you to get in trouble.
People actually will know who I am in the stream.
They'll probably figure it
People
out.
on the stream will see this. They know who I am.
They'll figure out who you are.
It's just flat out.
So, another big thing is like you and I actually recorded a podcast episode, I believe, about 2 weeks ago. So we're also kind of like a little drained already, I'd say, starting off with this conversation. Not because you and I hate each other, but more so just because we sat on my couch. You were physically here, and we sat on my couch, and we recorded, I believe, 45 minutes worth of a podcast, having a really great fucking conversation, too, to then just have nothing. Because do you want to go ahead and explain what happened there?
Yeah, so first of all, I actually went to his place and we started, doing the podcast. Like we were not tired. We were actually having fun in the conversation and everything. What happened is that, Soda has a lot of very expensive equipment, right? So he has amazing microphones, amazing TV. Look at that TV behind him, right? I don't know if it's like $7,000. It was like something like that.
So for the viewers at home, just in case that are listening only to the audio version, I have a LG C1 TV. That's what Rafic is referring to in the background. That is a $3,200 TV. So go ahead and continue with your story. I just wanted to make sure people knew.
Like, the computer is expensive. The chair is expensive. Mm-hmm. The mic is expensive. Everything. The camera, you're watching it right now, it's expensive. But guess what? It's not expensive, and it's old and rusty, okay? His computer, the laptop that actually records that camera from another standpoint, not the one that you're actually seeing right now. So, kind of like, let's say the centerpiece or the main piece needed for doing that podcast, he just pulled out a very old laptop and decided to run with it. And, after 45 minutes, it froze, right?
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we're going to wait for this to save. And it never saved.
Yeah,
and we went after for Chipotle, right?
Yeah, you got up to go take a piss because, thing is, it was, lagging the whole entire time. But I was like, it's fine. It's just lagging. By the time it saves onto the computer, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine. No issues whatsoever. You were like, I don't know about that, but sure, whatever you say. I physically want to have you here because I wanted for the 4th episode for someone I knew in person. I wanted to have them here in person. I thought it'd be really fucking cool for both of us to sit on the couch, and it was. It was really cool. It was more organic that way.
And, and one thing is that the viewers and the people who's gonna, listen only on the audio, they won't be able to see how Frost loved me more than you.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah. So
yes.
Frost went ahead and got on Rafiq's lap and then also like was headbutting Rafiq constantly because that's just how she's an absolute sweetheart. And that was actually Rafiq. I think that was your first time ever coming over to my house, right?
No, but that's
Rafiq, you want to go ahead and tell everyone what the running joke is between you and me as well now? Go ahead. Don't name them by name. Don't name them by name, but go ahead. You could put it out there if you want. You could put it out there. Do you want to put that running joke out there, or you want to keep that just between me and you?
Well, it's up to you.
That's up to you. That's up to you. Remember, I asked
perfect.
you before the podcast.
The joke is basically
just don't say the name. Just don't say the name.
So like, I've been to his place a couple of times.
So Rafiq claims to be in love with my mother. Now, Rafiq, the thing is, you're not actually the only one. Everyone else on my streams, at least back in the day, back when I was pulling usually between 20 and 30 people per stream, were actually in love with my mother. They wanted my mother's face reveal. They wanted my mother's arm reveal, leg reveal, foot reveal, which was really weird. So the thing is, I think you apparently might have some competition, being, Wads, being Psy, being Egwin.
But Soda.
Yes.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
Who does she love back? Who has been to your house from all those guys? just it is what it is, at the end of the day. Why did, when I arrived, right, that time, somebody pulled out the door, hey, you're coming here. Oh no, you're coming to Soda's place. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, give me a second, real quick, a second.
So Rafiq.
Continues.
So, obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone can always feel the chemistry from me and you coming back and forth. So, I'm very curious. I have my reasons as to why I brought you on the podcast. And I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But I want to know, what is your genuine reason as to coming onto the podcast?
Number one, making fun of you, right? Of course. 100%.
Of course.
Number two, supporting your podcast, right?
Okay.
Just, you're going at it. I'm going to help you out.
On that mindset, grind set.
Number three is I'm already doing my own videos, right? I just haven't published and everything.
Which we'll get to that in a few minutes. We were going to talk about that.
Yeah. Which I still haven't published, so I'm still, practicing my English. And back to that same point, I haven't spoken a lot of English, with a lot of people lately. So it's a plus. But the main thing is, make fun of you.
Of course. Well, first off, thank you for coming onto the podcast to make it more organic and to naturally just make fun of me, because we've known each other for, I think, 2-3 years at this point?
2 years already,
yeah.
I think. 2 years and something, yeah.
And honestly, man, I always will give credit where credit is due. Thank you for honest to God supporting me ever since I came back to streaming, making videos, doing podcasts. I know, so I obviously, as you saw, I came back in December. I took a huge hiatus, so I just want to thank you and everyone listening as well for, honest to God, coming around still, always supporting me. I see that you're always in all the streams, Rafiq. I see that you do genuinely watch the videos whenever they do go out, and obviously I know that you do listen to the podcasts, so I genuinely appreciate that.
Just one, and the other one 14 minutes, to be honest.
It's something. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Now,
facts.
Obviously, I think it's time for me to ask, because as per tradition, I always do have to ask everyone, hey, if you come onto the podcast, I would greatly appreciate it if you can bring a soda. Now, before you go ahead and mention what your soda is of choice, I will go ahead and mention what mine is, because I'm the host, so fuck you. So what my soda of choice is today, I want to go a little basic. I just went with a standard Sprite, just a natural Coca-Cola kind of Sprite. I thought it would be simple, plain, easy. So that's my choice. What is your soda of choice?
But why do you pick that from the one that you actually like?
Wait, what was that?
Why did you pick that instead of the one that you usually drink?
So thing is, on the podcast, I want to go ahead and pretty much eventually drink one of every soda in existence. So we're just...
Oh, no, you won't be able to.
Listen, we're working our way through it.
Okay, it's fine. that is a good goal if you're gonna do like a lot of podcasts. But like, I don't know if you know that there's this thing in Orlando and also in Atlanta, the
Yeah.
Coca-Cola place. You can actually drink a lot of Cokes,
Yeah,
like a
so
different type of each country has like 7 flavors,
the thing is
like
that
stuff like
I
that.
might end up doxing myself in just a second here, but I actually have a Coca-Cola factory like not too far from my house. That's the funny part. So it's like
Is it a factory
it
or
is
just
actually
like,
no, it is actually a
a
factory.
distribution center?
I'm pretty sure it's a factory. I'm pretty sure it's a
It's a
factory.
place where they move the Coke from one truck to another, or
Regardless,
like to
regardless,
distribute,
Rafiq, we will
right?
say factory just for the fact of I don't want to do too much research, and then actually it turns out to be a distribution center, and then I just dox myself. So we're gonna just
Yeah,
stick with
probably.
factory.
Okay.
So Rafiq, obviously, I brought a Sprite to today's podcast. What is your soda of choice for today, and why? Why did you pick the soda?
Bye. It is bye. No, this is what actually I drink every day, but it's not a soda. What I actually drink on a soda, because the thing is that I don't drink a lot of sodas anymore. Um, but what I do drink is Sprite,
Now is
zero sugar.
okay. I was gonna ask, is that a zero sugar Sprite?
Yeah,
Oh,
zero sugar.
okay. So why Sprite, and then why, if anything, a zero sugar Sprite?
Oh, because like I don't know who told me. I think it was probably my dentist that if I'm gonna ever drink a soda, better to drink Sprite or the ones that are clearer, because like Coke, regular Coke, will mess up your has something that messes your teeth even worse than Sprite, and zero sugar because I'm trying to limit like just like not consuming as much sugar since everything in the supermarkets has like sugar and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and no doubt. And so that was something that you and I talked previously on the now corrupt podcast episode, which
Yeah.
was another reason why I want to bring you on in person was because last
But
time.
but by the way, are you saving this one or no?
Yes, I'm actually going to be saving this one. I promise.
Just making
It's
sure,
not going to
bro.
crash.
Just
It's
making
running
sure.
smoothly right now. It's running smoothly. So, um, another reason why I want to bring you physically onto the podcast was because, if I'm not mistaken, you and I hadn't seen each other for about a year, like physically. Because I
Yeah.
moved up to Tampa, as you know, and obviously you've been on that mindset grind
Yeah.
set, which we'll get into in just a little. But you and I have kind of taken two different routes. Like we kind of went our separate ways because we both worked at the same place. We went our separate ways. We didn't really see each other a whole lot. And when I was up in Tampa, I ended up dropping down to like 127 pounds. And also, you were well over 200 and was it 230? How much did you weigh?
I know. I was like
What was you at your
when we
worst?
started going to the gym, I was like 255, I think. And then I dropped like 10 pounds. I
Okay.
think something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I want to bring you on the podcast because like I know since then you've actually been like working out and shit and I've been working out. So currently like I'm up to when I actually just stepped on the scale the other day, I'm up to 143. 143 boy, let's go. Let's fucking
You should
go.
eat something though.
I'm trying to,
And it's
man.
great. It's
Thank you.
great.
Slowly but
Fact.
surely. I mean, the fact that I went from 127 to 143 in the span of a few months, I'm proud of that. Just that by that fact. But
It is great.
yourself,
Congrats. Yeah.
thank you. And yourself, you dropped down from you said 250. What did you end up dropping down to again?
Now in 205, I think.
You're at 250 fucking pounds.
It's still it's still a lot to be
Yeah.
honest, but yeah, I've been stuck to be honest in that range. I can't break the 200s. I once broke it, but then I don't know. I think I need to like do more weights or something.
Maybe, man, maybe. But regardless, when I brought you on, when you physically came here, you looked in much better shape than you had originally. Like when because both you and I would say, are really hard workers and workaholics. And maybe personally, people that we know might disagree with that. But I think you and I can both legitimately agree. Like like, for example, I was always the first one at work. We could agree on that. I was always the first person at work.
And that's because you actually lived very close to work, right, Mike?
No, not necessarily. No.
Like 10 minutes or
no,
less.
no. I lived about 25 minutes away. I don't know what you're on about. Realistically, I genuinely from the office.
Whatever.
So also, because I know that we didn't mention it, guys, me and Rafiq, I've mentioned on a previous podcast episode that I used to work at Farmers, and I actually used to work at Geico as well. I met Rafiq at Geico. Then we both got fired officially because the agency shut down. I did mention that, Rafiq. And then both you and I.
Oh, we talked about it last time, but yeah, we're gonna go.
Yeah, we're gonna go over it again. I'm just kind of giving like the cliff notes, but you and I worked at Geico. I was a telemarketer. You were an actual salesman. I didn't know shit. And then after that, we moved. The agency shut down. The Geico agency shut down, and we moved over to Farmers. I first got into sales. I didn't know shit. You knew everything. I was always a hard worker, though. I was always a fucking hard worker, and I learned a lot from you. So I'll let you go ahead and tell your side of that story with the Geico and the Farmers and all that.
Well, yeah, I remember that. I met this guy one day. I came in working, and I just saw a skinny guy, all dressed in black, like the type of Olive Garden waiter type.
Which I had longer hair too at that point.
And you like his hair was like this big, and I'm like, who is this guy? And I remember they were introducing the guy, so this is a new dialer that we got, whatever, right? And I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, but Soda or Mike, whatever.
Yeah.
You actually look like a serial killer, right? like that type of vibe, because he was like kind of like this, angry and stuff, like trying to make an impression maybe or something.
No, I'm just very stoic.
Or maybe
at work.
you just had a bad day. Bro.
No. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
keep in
whatever.
mind. So, the thing is, I think I did mention it on the podcast, on a previous podcast episode, that my first week at Geico. Sorry to interrupt, but my first week at Geico, I ended up actually breaking up with my ex, and like that destroyed me. And I almost
Which one?
The one from Tampa. The one from Tampa.
Like this one?
Yes, that one.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I ended up almost quitting on the spot because I was like, bro, I can't do this. I'm too fucking depressed to be a hard worker right now. And I was just like, I kept my head down. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to fuck with any of you guys. I didn't like any of you. I just was instantly like, I'm here to work and make $12 an hour or $12.50 an hour plus commission. Because that's what I was making as a dialer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much was it again?
$12.50 plus commission. It was
Yeah.
dog shit. It was dog shit. But yeah, you were saying that you guys saw me. You said that I was a serial killer, and you said I was very like stoic.
Yes, you were actually. And I remember they put the dollars up at the corner of the office, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember you were weird a bit, like in the start, right? And from the start, how he is, right? So he immediately clicked with the other type of personas in the office that are kind of weird immediately. The first question I heard him ask.
Stop.
Do you know that question?
Go
Right?
for it. Go for it. Go ahead and mention what I asked. What my first question in that office was.
It was no, the one that I heard, right?
Yes.
It was, I think it was, can I lick your leather belt?
No.
Something like that.
No, that's
Yes.
not what the question was. I'll go ahead and
What was
correct
it?
you. I simply went up to my boss and I asked him, "Sir, have you ever licked a leather belt?" And no one was expecting that out of my mouth. But keep in mind, at that point, I was off my rocker mentally. Like, I was absolutely fucked up here. So I was just like, I don't care if I get fired.
You're still like that forever, but
No,
yeah,
but I mean, like, I did that way too quickly. Like, I just said fuck
yeah,
it way
you
too
did,
quickly.
though. I was like, what's going on?
You were like-
I remember the conversation. You were with 7 guys. He's like, who has a threesome? Who's ever that a threesome? And I'm like, the fuck is going on, bro?
It was
remember.
It was something. But yeah.
Yeah, you were wild.
Quickly after that, obviously, we didn't end up staying at Geico too long because the Geico agency did shut down pretty quickly after that. I don't think I said why, and I'd rather not say why. But I know that you and I did eventually end up moving over to Farmers, which Farmers insurance is definitely something. And do you want to go ahead and talk about that whole entire experience? I want you to take the wheel. I want you to take the wheel of this podcast and give your side of the story and how you felt like it was.
So what happened is that they shut it down, right? They told us a version of it, but in reality, we don't know, right? So they told us one day. I remember they took us in the office. They split us in two, and they told us, you're going to Farmers, and the other people will go into somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was happy with some of the people. I missed, some of the other people as well. And we left, right? So we were going to drive, what was it? An hour and something up north
Yeah.
for about a
Don't,
week
don't
to
say
train.
where. Don't say where. Don't.
Yeah, no, of course.
Just double
But
check. Go ahead.
it was I think an hour and a half, I think, from that point. And we were driving, we actually carpooled and everything. So, Mike here, Soda, was a new dialer, right? So they got like four dialers and they split it up. So it was him and another, a woman, a girl. And I remember they were super happy because they got promoted to sales agents, right?
Yeah.
So they were actually sales now. They weren't dialers. Of course, you need a dial, but
Yeah.
it was like an up a notch.
I'm
right?
an official salesman
And
now. I had to get my license
yeah,
and everything. I had to get certified.
yeah. And you were excited. I remember you were like, okay, we're gonna do this because he saw how much money we were making on the Geico office, right? So
Yeah.
he has a mental picture or a mental framework of I'm gonna make 9K a month, right? 10K a month. So he goes to Farmers and everything, and I remember they fired him and the other girl,
On the
woman
first
actually,
day.
they fired them on the first day, and they were like something about the numbers, and everybody got like mad. They were like weirded out, right? Because we just happened that transition, and they were I was like, okay, this is too many red flags, and I remember I don't remember exactly what they talked about, but they called him and the other person, and then we're back on Monday, right? Because everybody was like, what is going on? That you just fired these two guys, the two person.
Because everyone was a new hire. Everyone was technically a new hire, and what they said is, "Oh, we did some numbers, and unfortunately, we can't keep everybody, so we're gonna fire the two new people that have no sales experience, even though they brought us onto the table, they brought us on the board, on the team." And then quite literally on the first day say, nah, never mind, fuck you. And then all of you guys, all the existing sales agents, then complain and say, no, you guys can't fire them. That's some shady shit. They didn't even get the chance to sell. We can't even see if they're good or bad if you don't give them the fucking chance.
No, not only that, but when you do any type of change in your life,
Yeah.
you cannot do too many one in the step, especially with a group of people. So when they did that, it was like weirded out. Like, why did you brought them in instead of just like firing them 2 days ago?
Exactly.
A couple of days ago before that happened, and I remember we were having a conversation in PDQ. It's a restaurant in Florida, um, and this guy was like, "What is going on, man? Like, why are they doing this? We ate amazing chicken." And then after that, I'm like, whatever.
Oh, you were vibing.
I don't know.
You were vibing. I wasn't.
Yeah, because like I didn't get fired, but but I remember that conversation in the office where like everybody was weirded out. Like they could feel it, so that's why they brought you guys back. And what was the question? Oh yeah, we were continuing on the Farmers thing.
Yeah, well, good.
Yeah.
No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, that we trained there, and then well, if you want to continue the story, continue.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like you're feeling a little sketched out. Like, can I say this? Can I not? So
No, man, yeah,
Like,
yeah, no,
first-
say it how it is. Yeah, yeah.
So first
Say it.
off, when you mentioned PDQ and you mentioned like, oh, my mentality changed. That was my mentality for like the next few months of like, or pretty much for like the next year that I was working at Farmers was like, oh God, I am on the chopping block like constantly.
And that's a fact.
I
That's
was
a fact.
stressing.
Like this guy was every day. Will I get fired? Well, he was
No,
stressed
no, no.
out.
I wasn't
especially
asking will I get fired. I'm saying I'm gonna get fired. I'm at the bottom of the list. I'm at the bottom. I'm ready. They're ready to.
I remember you took like 3 weeks to make a sale. 3 4 weeks,
3 weeks. I took 3 weeks.
and you were like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm getting fired.
I'm getting fired, bro. I can't sell for shit. Oh god, bro. I remember like the
And I
guy.
remember you couldn't shut up about it, bro.
But
You were like, bro, I'm on the chopping block. And he was always analyzing the team in positions. If this guy doesn't sell, then he has something he can work on, so he's not on the chopping block. But yeah, continue.
But I mean, thing is, it was mad facts, and thing is, I was like pretty on point with like who ended up getting fired because like what ended up happening. Because I know that I don't think that you and I are going to mention this, so I want to mention it now. Like I don't want to forget it.
Yeah, do it.
Was that keep in mind when we first started working there? Once I officially started selling, they did start cutting at least one person every single month. They did do that. They started firing a team of like there was a total of what, maybe 20 of us, right? 20, 25, 20, 22, 25.
Yeah, it was something like that.
And every single month, someone new was getting
Well,
fired.
remember that they united us with the existing team
Yeah.
that was in place, and then every month was somebody out.
Exactly, and that's why I was scared shitless because I'm the new guy, not getting any sales. I've already been fired once, even if it was just for a day. I've already been fired once. I don't know how to sell. I'm still trying to learn. No one's teaching me anything. No one's helping me out with anything except for you, pretty much. Which, once again, I want to thank you because, Rafiq, you are the reason why I even, am as good as I am in sales. Obviously, partially because of myself, because I wanted to get better, but you taught me a lot of what I know. And that's another reason why I want to bring you onto this podcast.
That is great that you have like that moment of humility, Mike, because like people get to watch that part of you. Like I never get to watch it, right? Like he's not like that in real life.
Oh,
But,
wow.
like that. No, but like he said it because it was facts. Like I remember even like us talking even in Geico when you were just a dialer.
Yeah.
And you already knew when I pick up somebody just like by the tone or by the way, you were like, he will sell that. I got somebody that you can sell. So you were already practicing in the back of your hand, of your mind, how the conversations actually worked.
Exactly, and I think that we can both admit, like, it. I mean, you can kind of debate it, but like even at Geico, like I've always shown such a drive with like anything I do, like with work, that like I was the best dialer. I was the best telemarketer at Geico. And like, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you disagree with that.
And you're white and your name is Mike. Okay, so like
But like, I mean, if you think about it, I always had the highest dials. I was always consistent, highest transfers. Like, I was always passing stuff over to you guys.
Yeah.
And then kind of at Farmers, once you quit, which I want to get into that, but once you ended up quitting,
Wait. But remember that they were getting mad because for the people who don't know us or know me, I actually like working standing up a lot of the time, right? So I get stressed when I'm sitting down. So like in that office, I would be standing up making dials, standing up. So when you're standing up, I can see from my position when somebody was like, "Yeah, give me a quick second, let me transfer you." So I knew from the start who was gonna make the transfer. So I'm like, hey, here. So that was the rule. The rule was whoever says it first gets it.
Yeah.
And I was getting it. Like the first week, it was just me, and 3 people went and complained. Oh, I'm not getting enough transfers. Oh no this. So
but you worked it. You worked the system. It's that simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just exploited the system that was there to be exploited. But
continue what you were about to say. Yeah.
Moving on to Farmers, at a certain point, you eventually quit, and I ended up sticking around. And I want you to explain why you ended up quitting in just a second. But thing is, after you quit, you kind of got frustrated with me because the moment you quit, my sales started to go up and up and up. If you recall, because like you were talking to other people that were working there still, and they were sending you like everyone's like premium sold, everyone's dollar amount sold for the month, and you kept seeing mine go up.
But I was actually happy for you, bro.
Oh no! I know that you were happy. It was kind of like just legit. Okay, now you start to do better.
Yeah,
and then
because
you don't even tell me.
Because it was a fact. Like you started selling when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Instead of you fucking selling when I'm there, so I can see you. You're like, you know what? He's gone. I'm gonna work now.
Now I'm gonna give a shit.
Now I'm gonna work. But like that part, what was the question? Like, was it?
Tell us why you quit. Tell us why you quit at Farmers. Because the thing is, Although there were a lot of issues in that office, I think you and I can still both agree it was definitely a very good life lesson, and it's not like we weren't making any money. I would still at least say for myself, for all the jobs that I've worked, I would say that Farmers was probably one of the ones that I've made the most money at.
Yeah, of course. Like you weren't a Geico
Yeah, I wasn't
selling,
at Geico making
but
10K a
but
fucking week.
no, but like you know, to be honest, I don't talk bad about any job, right? Because like everybody has their own experiences, and like you in the job that you're at, you do you know the best that you can, right?
Hmm.
So the reality of the thing is that everything was stacking up in that job for me.
Hmm.
So the reason that I decided, the official, which I told them, was that I was taking too much negativity and I wanted to go out.
Hmm.
So, you know for a fact that, there are kind of prideful people, right? The
Yes.
bosses and everything. So they weren't gonna follow up with a question of why are you feeling that way, right?
Yeah.
They were just gonna be like, oh, like he can't take it. Done.
Yeah.
So I caught that follow-up question, which I didn't want to talk about at that time. And I just like left. I remember that day that I left. But the real reason, which, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if I have told you that, it was because everything was stacking up, right?
What do you mean by
So
stacking up?
stacking up with bad decisions,
On
management,
your part or on
team.
on the office's part?
No, so the thing is that, in my mind, I already have a red flag because we left Geico, right?
Uh huh.
So then they fired you and the other person. Wait, let me see the camera. You and the other person, right? Okay. So I'm like I'm taking their decision making process or mental framework because remember the goal was you own your agency at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like you become like we're gonna graduate you and you're gonna be a business owner, right? Let
Yes.
me see. Like, do I look good there?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
you're
know.
fine. You're fine.
Okay, I can see my hands. So I'm checking their mental framework, right? Like how they make decisions. Okay, so I'm like, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. It could be out of the of out of the business, environment scenarios. So we go up there, remember working, and then we saw a counter demotion of somebody, right? Of a certain person,
Yes.
and the person accepted that demotion with less pay. So I'm like, okay, so why they're taking one of their older employees and doing that? Okay, he may be not adequate, right, for that position.
Yeah.
Okay, move. Then we go to work, continue working there, um, and then I see somebody chop off, right, and then another one. I'm like, okay, it is sales at the end of the day, whatever. Um, I don't remember exactly the details, but it was like one or two other things stacked up,
Yeah.
which I didn't agree. Okay, perfect. Then we started going into homeowners insurance, also going into Georgia, right?
Yeah.
So I'm the first selling a policy in Georgia. Like nobody teaches us stuff. Like I'm just going at it, right? And
Yeah.
everything. And I remember because like I actually like to help the team, right?
Yeah.
So the people don't know, like I actually like to go and see because if I don't get a sale, let's say for example, right, in this scenario,
Hmm.
some people they only want everything themselves. But if I don't get a sale because I didn't dial that specific time, but I get to help somebody else get a sale, right?
Hmm.
You say, well, that's not the same because you lose money. No, because that person gained knowledge, and now the next time I'm gonna go call and make it out, that person already knows,
Hmm.
and now that person's gonna get a sale. So net performance is gonna increase
And that's what I
once
loved about you,
everybody's
man.
more.
And that's why I genuinely loved about you. And that's why I've continued to talk to you because if you notice, like me personally, I don't really have a whole lot of people to talk to. I don't really retain talking to anyone outside of the office, whether they like me or not. I don't really care. Like I genuinely
Yeah, we
enjoy.
talk about that with your mom.
I genuinely enjoy talking to you because like at the end of the day, I see that you genuinely are a good-hearted guy. And obviously, since you and I work in sales, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people watching this probably do not work in sales, sales is
Yeah.
definitely a very tough and very aggressive job towards each other. I'm always thinking, quote unquote. I'm not actually thinking this because we don't work together, but I'm always thinking like, oh fuck Rafiq, I need to be better than him this month because I
Yeah,
need
of
to
course,
assert my,
which
my
is good.
big dick energy. It's good because it's gonna make me work harder, but then it's also putting down Rafiq mentally and maybe even fucking emotionally, because like, bro, it's draining. It is fucking draining.
No, but that's not bad. Let's say, for example, like the way you structure compensation in sales teams, right? You always put commission and and be competitive, right? Especially in an office with men with us, where we were at. Of course, everybody wants to beat them, right?
Yeah.
Of course, I want to beat you and everything.
Yeah.
But I was focused more on getting like better knowledge and also selling. So I didn't like just was like at the bottom of the board, but I wasn't at the top, right? So I focused on the team because like the problem with the insurance is churn, right? Which is people canceling policies. Why? Because like insurance agents, everybody's reselling something that's already done. Like you're reselling something that you didn't create. So the problem is people will cancel. Oh, I got a better price. Another person told me this, right? So if everybody was knowledgeable, you sell with knowledge. Okay, this person know what they're talking about, right? Okay, this is an expert. So you come with authority. You actually sold. I don't know if you remember. There was I think 1 week, where everybody we were just starting doing homeowners, right? And we like it was not only me, right? It was another person. I don't know if you remember it. We were two of us that started helping the rest of the team.
Yes.
And then we become very knowledgeable. So there was this kid with curly hair, right?
Yes.
Very loud guy. And he just started going after this lady, right? And he said, "Look, I just got this information, okay? The state of Florida, blah, 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 blah," which we just said it. And he closed the deal, right? Because the lady was like, this kid knows.
Yeah.
So what happened? I might not made an extra 10 dials, but this guy got it. And he's like, now his brain is like, if I say this line, I get a sale. So everybody net positive, it was better. Wait, back to the question why I left it. We were on that that was like kind of the culture, right?
Yeah.
And I remember what happened. It was I think no, before that. Okay, I don't remember two things, but I do remember the day I took the decision. So I don't know if you remember they promoted somebody, right?
Yes.
To office manager.
Yes, a quote unquote
Right?
office manager, an unofficial office manager.
Unofficial, right? Of course, it was politics, right? But you expect politics in a more bureaucratic system, which let's say Salesforce, right?
Yes.
You go to a middle level manager, and you actually go, let's go have lunch or whatever. Oh, I might get a promotion. Oh, place is small. It's about being pragmatic. It's about surviving because everybody's on the chopping block.
Yes.
So what happened? I remember the day they elevated that guy, right? And everybody was happy. And two people I remember saw my faces, which were management, right? They saw my faces, and I just did like this. I accepted, right? Like, whatever.
You just gave a little clap.
I was happy.
Yeah.
A little clap, whatever. That second, I said, I'm out. That seems I don't remember that. I don't know if you remember it. But that day, I said, okay, I'm out.
Well, it was very obvious to tell when you were out, because like the moment like you were out mentally, like your dials were completely down. You didn't give a shit. Yeah. Your sales, yeah, I think there was 1 month. Like normally, you're a kind of guy. Like for farmers, it was really good if someone hit $60,000 in premium. And Rafic, at 1 month, I think you ended up doing like after that guy got promoted, you ended up making like $15,000 1 month.
Remember, I remember 1 month we didn't get 60K, right?
Yeah.
Yet. And I was at the top. I was 55, so I was like going at it, and everyone's like, whatever. That happened, bro. Mm-hmm. That happened. I swear to God, I didn't care, bro. Remember, I was going to Publix getting chicken nuggets like at 10 a.m.
Oh, we were always going together.
I was vibing, bro. No, but I was vibing.
Oh.
I was like, oh, I got somebody in the pipeline.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, it froze, right?
No, we're good. We're back.
Yo, make sure you're saving.
We're good. We're good. So go ahead.
So like I didn't care what I remember, and they brought me in, bro, and they were like, "How can we get better sales and everything?" And I'm like, we're gonna work on it, like whatever. What happened is that I didn't like the promotion, and like look at it now, it's different because that already happened, right? But at the moment, I just like thought that it was not a great decision of doing that.
Yeah.
just for the fact because the person who actually got promoted didn't help the team.
Oh, no doubt.
So what happened? So that what happened is that they saw me as, okay, this guy's doing extra with less money. We're just gonna put him to do the work, and we're gonna put this guy that we actually like on top of him.
Yeah.
The thing is that they don't know is that I already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So when they did that, bro, I was out. Like I was not gonna do that. But at the same time, I had feelings for the team, bro.
Yeah.
Like I actually liked everybody and everything. So I decided. I remember the decision that moment. Okay, I'm gonna quit tomorrow, right? But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna take a month or so, make sure everybody's like good. And I know that you don't want to go that much into it, but I remember the last day, I pulled up every county's website, everything. I put it on Docs, and I make sure I put all my information and send it to everybody.
You know, I still have that.
The
I
last
still have
day.
that email.
You still have
I
it?
still
You
have
use
it. I still have it. And I still use it. Of course I do.
That is great, bro.
I still use it.
Bro, I love it.
So.
And
Go ahead.
and I left the next day, which I remember you remember that day, so I'm gonna let you.
So
tell
that's
from
actually what I was
yourself.
going to talk about was the day that you left. Now, the thing is, in
Well,
that
you
office,
actually have a picture from me the day before.
I do have
that
a
I
picture
feel
of
like
it. I
this.
do have a picture of it. If you're cool with it, I might post it on my Instagram. If you're cool with it.
Yeah, or put it like on the live, like here, like on a square or something.
I'll see if I can
Like-
toss it into like a video version of the podcast. But I remember that. So you and I talked the night before, and you and I talk all the time. We always call each other
Yeah.
pretty much. I want to say maybe every day, if not almost every single day. We always call each other. It's never a
Well,
long
right
call.
now.
Yeah, even right now.
Well, actually, I send him a bunch of memes he doesn't see,
But
and
aside from the point,
we text like I text him like when he's gonna bring groceries and stuff. like that.
yeah, whatever.
But, yeah.
Every time I call you, you always answer and you say, "What the fuck do you want?" But aside from the point, I remember you and I spoke the night before, and you went ahead and told me, "Mike, I'm quitting. I'm quitting tomorrow." You wanted to let me know ahead of time. And thing is, because of how you and I are, because of how close we are, I genuinely thought you were talking out your ass. I was like, no, because we've been talking about quitting. We've been talking about this. We've been talking about that. And like, thing is, like, neither of us have actually done anything, right? Like, neither of us have done it. So I was like, there's no way he's actually going to do it now. But then the next morning came. And thing is, I'm not even talking about when I got to work. I'm talking about when I woke up. I just instantly felt like, yo, today is going to be a long fucking day. Today is going to be a long ass day. And thing is, I couldn't figure out why. I was feeling queasy in my stomach. My legs were shaky. I was like, okay, I'm going to end up getting like some client calling in saying like I fucked up their shit and they want me fired. Like that kind of shit. But then I finally get to work and it just hits me. I walk through the door and I was playing, because on the TV every single morning back at work, the song that I would always put on, there were one of two songs. It was either Banana Boat by Deo. Do you know the song I'm talking about? Or
Yeah, whatever, Mike.
yeah, whatever. Yeah. Or I would always put on a Kanye song. You know the keyboard song where it goes da da.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
know
that
that
song.
song,
Yeah.
And also the new one with a mix of a German type.
Stop.
Hey.
That's a podcast for another day. We'll end up getting Kanye on here one day. But what happened was that music, it now just feels so depressing to me every single time I listen to that song, that Kanye song. Because like it reminds me of you now, and that sounds weird, but you know what I mean. But like when everyone starts to roll up into work, you're normally also one of the first people. I'm always the first guy, but you're usually like not too far after that. But everyone starts to roll up to work, and it's like 8:30 now because we started work at like 9 o'clock. Or my bad, it's like 8:45 now. 8:50, 8:55. I see everyone else coming in. I see person 1, person 2, person 3. Even person 6 is here, and person 6 is always late to work compared to Rafic. So I'm like, oh no. It comes 9:30, and now our boss asks me, "Hey Mike, where's Rafic?
Do it.
Where's Rafic?" I'm like, I don't know. Everyone's asking me, where's Rafiq?
No, but give them context. They were messing with you because you were the one bringing my sales down.
Oh yeah. Because everyone's asking me where you are because obviously me and you are quote unquote butt buddies in that office. I'm planning out your demise. I'm trying to make you quit. I'm trying to make you give up on the office because I don't want you to work there. I don't want you to succeed. That's what the boss's mentality were. Every time you and I would walk out of the office or talk together, they would think that I'm always trying to bring you down. So they're always asking me because they know how close you and I are. They're like, where's Rafiq?
Yeah.
Comes 10 o'clock. I see you roll up. And instantly, I legit thought I was going to fucking throw up. I was ready to cry. I'm not even kidding you. I was shaking. I've told you this already. I told you this. I just haven't said it on the podcast
No,
yet.
I like it. But I like it. Yeah, continue.
100%. 100%. I was fucking shaking. I was terrified. I was like, oh my God. He's coming. He's in normal clothes. Because normally you wear jeans. You wear a nice shirt. Like, you don't dress professional, but you dress nice for work. And that day, I think you came in shorts, came in a t-shirt, and you were ready to... No.
I actually...
No, you came dressed, right?
The same pants I have right now.
Yeah, you came with a big smile on your face. You walk through that door.
I remember.
You clap everybody up. And then you go into the other room with the big boss. And all I hear is like muffling behind the door. It's like behind that door. I can't hear nothing. I'm like, oh God, here we go. It's like in a fucking horror movie when you know that person is about to get fucking stabbed in the back by the guy that's just hiding in the corner. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh God, here it comes. Yeah. Here it comes. They're about to get stabbed. All of a sudden, they open the door to the other room. Boss walks out. There's no Rafiq. I was like, oh God, they fucking done murdered him. They murdered him. And then I look out the window and I see you fucking walk into your car and you jump up and kick your fucking legs together like you're a fucking Looney Tunes character.
Bro.
You were so excited
that day, I went even took coffee, bro. I was like taking my coffee. It was 9 a.m., bro. We were already on dials. I was like taking my coffee. I was like having breakfast, relaxed. I even, took my bath. I was happy. And that decision was already done, though.
Oh, yeah.
At that point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they couldn't tell me anything, though, to keep me there. And when I left, it was like super relaxed because, like, I know it was like a good move for me, though. Like not to stay there because, remember, the promise was having your own stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can always have my own stuff. I can move to another industry and still win.
Yeah.
But I remember you telling me that you knew that I was going to leave as soon as I opened that second door that we used to use.
Yeah.
And I was happy. Like, I was like, yo.
When I saw you walking in so happy like that, you never... Okay, when it comes to working in a job that you know how that person is... When you see them walking in, it means one of two things. Or it means one of three things. Either they just started working there, like they just got the job, they're happy because now they're making money. Option B, they're about to go on vacations. They don't really give a fuck about today. They're already checked out. Or option C, they done fucking checked out because they're about to fucking quit. They're about to quit, bro. Yes. They're done.
Facts.
They're done.
And, I remember that day before quitting.
Yeah.
The day that you gave me that picture. The one that we were talking about was I was on the phone with the Naples guys, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember those two.
Yeah.
And I told them, bro, I'm leaving, bro, tomorrow. Be ready. And I talked to one of the Naples guys, and he's like, I don't believe you. Let's get the other guy. So we got into a 3-way phone call. And no way, bro, you're going to leave. Oh, my God. And I'm like, what? I don't know why you guys keep doing that, bro. You guys keep driving from Naples, right, to the east of Florida. Which Naples, for the guys who don't know, it's west. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. But, each to their own and their allegiances or whatever their position might be. But I was talking to them, and then I remember giving you a call at night. Well, I think I called...
You called them first, and then you called me. I was the last person.
Also the other person that got hired at the same time as you.
Oh, okay.
I also gave her a call. I think a call or a text maybe, and then I just did. And wait, that's it. I just remembered when it's a she, right?
Yeah.
When she quit,
yeah,
I went outside. I think outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, what's going on? Or like, let's talk. And then it was through text, and she was like, I can do money in any other industry. Like, I don't need to take, all that BS. And you know what really was
Yeah.
kind of happening a little bit down below, right? So that really, startled me because that person is, that woman, right? She's a very independent person, right?
Hmm.
Right? So like her personality is independence and everything, right? So as soon as she left, and, especially a woman that, uh, was getting somewhat attention to that office, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, leaves. It's because she sees that there's no more growth, right? And
Yeah.
also that she cannot leverage, her, you know, that attention into plus, plus in the workplace. So
Yes.
she leaves, right? And then the other guy that you love and your best friend, right, leaves after
Ah,
that.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
Your
call him.
best
We'll
friend
call
that
him
you
Johnny.
love.
We'll call him Johnny. We'll call him Johnny.
Johnny leaves,
Yeah,
right?
Johnny
But he
leaves.
leaves for another reason. I'm like, okay, whatever, this guy,
Yeah.
whatever. But I remember that conversation with her started like, okay, yes, it's true. Because, it didn't make sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, the money, it's okay, right? Like the learning, but it didn't make sense. Things that even you pointed out at that time. So the reality is that everything stacked up. Remember
Hmm.
from the previous job, the red flags, all the red flags came together one day
Hmm.
until that day that I was, clapping for the promotion of the other guy,
Yeah.
which you actually started saying. Remember that you noticed the leads, and whatever. Let's get leave it at that,
Yeah.
right? And I decided that's when I was like, okay, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna do something else. And
Hmm.
after that, you stayed for I think 2 months,
I stayed
right?
for. You quit in what, April?
I think so, April or May last year.
Yeah, you quit about. No, you didn't
Yeah.
quit in May. No, wait. Yeah, you did. You did quit in May because the thing is, I remember I was going on my birthday, and I remember I would like made it like I was very attentive to telling all my clients, "Hey, I'm going on vacation, so I won't be
Oh,
here."
no, no, no. It was another thing. Yeah, continue, continue.
And I told them like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna have this guy help close out your policy, Rafic," and they were all cool with that. I remember that. So yeah, I think you
Yeah.
actually quit like right after I came back, and then I quit in July, like right at the beginning or right at the end of July. I ended up quitting. So yeah, I quit about 2 months after you did, and right after you quit, like I said,
And
I
for
sent this out.
everybody who is listening, he actually stayed because he wanted more experience on his resume, not
Exactly.
because he actually, wanted to be there.
Oh well,
He wanted like, yeah,
that's the thing.
continue.
Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't have as much experience in sales. Actually, like, working at Farmers was my first sales job, and like, I love doing sales, and that's why I was so determined, and that's why I was like so heartbroken and so shaky for like the whole entire like 10 months I was working at Farmers, was because like, bro, my whole entire life, like, everyone's told me like one of the jobs that everyone's always told me to go for is sales. Like, everyone's always told me like you're very competitive, you're very hard headed. You always know how, like, somehow you always convince people to buy stuff. One of the guys that we actually used to work with, I sold them a PS5. Remember that? Were you there for that? I sold him a
Yeah, yeah,
PS5.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember.
Like,
I
he
remember.
said, I don't even need one. I was like, I got you. Don't worry. And I sold him a PS5 for like $700, and it was fucking wild. And I wasn't even a salesman. I was not even in sales yet. So it was just
It's
heartbreaking.
true.
But before I think that's enough of the work
The
talk.
thing,
Go ahead.
yeah, well, but I think just, pointing out at that time, what you needed most
Yeah,
was guidance.
that's the thing.
Like you just needed a path to, hey, yo, like just do this, and let's keep up, Saturday, once, because we used to work some Saturdays, and Saturday we're gonna go over it.
Yeah,
But that didn't exist, so that's why you were so anxious. You didn't know how you were going so far.
exactly. Well, that's the
So
thing. Like
that's the
they
thing.
they they would never tell me like, hey, here's where you can improve. Like, no one was in my corner outside of you, and that's why like I said, I still fuck with you, because at the end of the day, like, you genuinely are a good guy. You're a
And
hard
I
worker.
with your mom.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. And like I knew for a fact, like, I could tell you without a doubt, if you were not there helping me out, I probably would. I probably would have ended up getting fired, No, I know for a fact I would have ended up getting fired. I probably would have never been able to work another sales job, wholeheartedly. And the thing is,
And would be in Tampa probably. Yeah.
no, I don't even think I'd be in Tampa. I think I'd be too much of a bum. The ex probably wouldn't have wanted me at that point. She would have, she probably would have messaged me. But I think that's enough work talk for now. I think 'cause
whatever.
we're almost an hour into the conversation. I want to know.
Let's continue, bro.
I want to know. Oh no, we're not ending the podcast. Shut up. We're not ending it. I want to know, what does Rafiq do now, life-wise, just life in general. What does Rafiq do now?
I wake up and I say, "This is amazing," and then I just live in awesomeness. Okay, Mike.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this then. You mentioned
What?
because apparently Sodacat. It seems like Sodacat inspired you to start making content.
Well, you didn't inspire me. I had an idea. Okay, an idea. Well, I always get told that I am, a good friend or such, right? Like you mentioned it, like as well, but like other people as well. So I'm like, I might as well just do a channel of me vibing, um, to real stuff, right? So let's say, for example, I always find people on YouTube, right? Always, or TikTok. TikTok is the main one, right? So there's always somebody Mansa Musa, right? Or they bring up some historical figure to say that they have some right or they have, some heritage. And I always go into the comments, you're incorrect, and I put something right. So let's say, for example, there was this guru, influencer, business guy, right? You are who you hang out, right? That same saying.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, "Oh my God, that was a great advice, right?" And guess nobody's Christian, right, or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they're all bash, "Oh my God, like that's entrepreneurship."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yo, just Google Proverbs in the Bible, bro." And I don't remember, it was 13:23 something, and it appears there, bro. So like it's always recycling stuff,
Yeah.
and I always go after them. And people tell me, "Oh, I didn't know that," and stuff. So it came up to me, okay, if I just vibe on a content and on a channel, creating content, and just like go after it like that, a little bit of history, business, um, me goofing around because like that's kind of the soul of the channel.
Yeah.
It's me just going at it, different stuff. Me working, well, you don't know, but now I work on a treadmill. So I don't know if you are okay showing you a video real quick.
I mean, people aren't gonna be able to see it on the podcast unless they're watching the video.
Why not though? On the audio, no, but like.
Oh, you're trying to hate on the audio people, which they can listen to it pretty much anywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts, you could listen to it. But if you're watching the video version, Rafiq is trying to pull up a video right now.
Of me working real quick. Man, I got so many videos. God damn.
So, Rafiq, in the meantime, while you're pulling that up,
Continue. Continue. Yeah, tell me.
I know that you and I have been talking about back and forth, wanting to take a few trips, and we've always been trying to get it to work and never managed to get it to work, which is.
But that's because of you, though. I already took like 3 trips without.
That
you.
is unfortunately
That's a fact,
that
though.
is genuinely. But thing is, part of that is not my fault because, as I mentioned, I lost a lot of money moving up to Tampa and then moving back down, so I had to recoup some money. So I said nothing till the New Year's, and then don't forget I ordered a truck. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, the trick that got, but like let me show you here. Look.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Okay, so for those you could play it. So for those people watching it or for listening on the podcast, Rafiq is showing me a video of him walking on a treadmill, doing work, and it looks like he had like a bunch of paperwork in his laptop, and dude is actually looking pretty fit. Rafiq,
Bro.
can we see some bicep action? Can you flex for us? Hey, yo, dude, you're actually looking kind of bulky right there. Hey, yo.
No.
Yo. Good shit, man. Genuinely proud of you on
bro.
Go
ahead. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, what you were about to say, but yeah, I now walk. Well, not always, right? Because I get really tired, but I walk 2 miles per hour. while I work. So like, notes and computer and stuff. And you get pretty tired real quick doing that because, I hate sitting down. But I don't know why I said that. Can you go back to
Well,
whatever you were saying?
speaking of physical activity, so first off, tomorrow I'm actually going kayaking in the morning. So I'm going at like 9 a.m. to go kayaking, which is really going to be cool. It's going to be my
Yeah.
first time kayaking. But also,
Alone or
uh, I'm going to have to bleep that part out. Thank you, Rafiq. Thanks for that.
can bleep it out, man.
Oh, God. But yes, I am going to a different location.
No, but put the dolphin of SpongeBob.
Yeah, I'll put the dolphin as SpongeBob. Thanks for that, Rafiq. Now I gotta actually fucking edit. I'm over here like, yo, what I tell you, don't fucking say location. Oh god, bro.
Okay.
But tomorrow I am going kayaking. But I was actually looking because, as I mentioned, I have been gaining weight. I have been gaining muscle. Now, a lot of people already know that I used to box. And now, the thing is, obviously there's reasons why like I don't have much footage or many photos of me boxing or doing any kind of combat sports. That's like a podcast for another day because I don't want to get like really depressing about that. But I do look to get back into boxing or actually into some form of martial arts. So I want to actually ask you live on the podcast because I'm kind of hopping back and forth between two. So the thing is, obviously, as you see, the YouTube boxing scene is really picking up. Obviously, we had the Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, which I'm going to ask you about that in a minute. Don't get into that quite yet. But I think it would be fun to possibly eventually see Sodacat do something. And as I've mentioned to you offline, I've mentioned that, hey, I would possibly like to do certain things with the boxing scene. I think I've told you like about a few of those things. Don't say what they are, but I have mentioned like a few things regarding it about Sodacat related boxing events. So I wanted your take. I have talked to a few people about it, and I've heard some different answers, so I want to hear yours. Some people want to see Sodacat box, or Mike, Sodacat, whatever. Or I was thinking of trying something new, which is jujitsu. I'm assuming you know about jujitsu, right? You've watched Joe Rogan, so you know what jujitsu is.
A bit. Yeah.
So I was thinking either mixed martial arts, like getting into that, or just continue to do strictly boxing again. Like go back to a boxing gym, so on and so forth. I want to hear what your take was.
End it.
End it?
End it.
No, come on. What's your take? What's your take?
Look, it all depends, bro. Like you already know how to box, so you need to get better. So don't go into that unless you're really gonna, master it. So you already know the basics. Go hard on that yourself,
I know
and just
more
go
than
into
just the
jiu-jitsu,
basics.
bro.
I know more than just the basics. But would you rather
So why
watch?
are you gonna go back though
What do you mean?
to that? Like you already know the basics. You only need to go back and practice and reinforce it and go into jiu-jitsu.
Well, if I'm talking about like to actually do it like competitively, not to do it as as like a hobby. I'm talking about to do it competitively, like to actually compete against other guys, whether they're influencers or whether they're actual like
I,
amateurs or professionals.
well, those fights are happening in YouTube because they have an audience. A bunch of people are betting on them and
Uh-huh.
stuff. But I think you should be competitive though, because you got a lot of anger and stuff going on in your life. It's really easy to translate that.
Yeah, definitely.
But as well, no, but in reality, it's like, why not just go full in? Because, if you're gonna compete, um, that's gonna help you maintain the discipline in the sport because you have a competition in 3 months. You can't be slacking
Oh
on
no, of
pizza and
course,
stuff,
of course, and like that's
stuff
the
like
thing.
that.
Like little
So
by little, I'm getting better with my diet. I'm weaning myself into like healthier diets. But what do you think? Do you think that I should continue and just go boxing, or do you think that I should move over to a different sport and try jujitsu? What's your take? Would you
I
rather see
think you should do
Silicat
everyday
box?
boxing
Uh huh.
and do the other thing.
You
Don't go to a boxing gym.
you said
Like you should box your like in your house
yeah,
or whatever, right?
yeah,
You already know the basics, so you just keep that warm, keep that going on, right?
yeah.
And then you go into the other one, like whether it's jiu-jitsu or whatever thing, and you just go at it, bro,
Hmm. So
and compete. You actually would look, better on the jiu-jitsu front, though. I'm just saying.
really?
A
Well,
little
the
bit
thing
better,
is, you've
yeah.
actually kind of seen me box a little bit because for everyone that doesn't know, Me and you actually did kind of box at one point. We did box each other. We did a light sparring. I mostly let you hit me. But thing is, every time I did land a shot on you, every time I did throw a punch at you and it landed, you actually ate it. You ate it pretty well. Like I bopped you right on the nose, and you just went. You just gave us a good little chuckle. You nodded your head, you chuckled, and you just kept trucking forward.
But I don't know if you remember. I told you, I kind of liked it. Going at it because, of course, I can take punches, but so many, right?
Yeah.
But like going at it, it just like it was fun. Just going like you punching me, like me going after you, and yeah, I actually am starting to box
Oh.
a lot. 2 weeks ago, yes.
2 weeks ago.
So that's something. Well, it's fun that you say that. Look, let me give you a second. Look what I have here.
Oh, okay. So for everyone that's not looking, Rafic is showing me his wraps that I made, his boxing wraps that I made him buy a year ago?
A year ago, yeah.
And do you still remember how to wrap up?
Yes.
So I think maybe in a few months.
I have it there because I used them today.
So I think maybe in a few months, you and I
Like
have
that.
to make it happen, and we have to do a video or some sorts where we see how far you've come. And if you knock me out,
Only
I'll do a Mr.
if
Beast style video.
The Twitch guys say it.
Only if everyone on Twitch says it. Yeah, I think people want to see that. People want to see Sodacat get beat the fuck up. Let's be Rafic. If there's a fight of Sodacat versus Jake Paul, all of my fans will become Jake Paul fans all of a sudden. I can guarantee you that.
Immediately, yes.
Which, speaking of which, big announcement. Yeah, as you saw, Jake Paul lost against Tommy Fury, and Jake Paul
That's true.
Yeah, and he announced his next boxing match. It's gonna be up against me.
Oh wow!
Yeah. He said he wanted an easy fight. I don't think he's prepared for it.
I'm betting for him though.
Nah.
I'm betting against you.
As you should, and then you'll lose $400,000 like Drake.
But whatever, Drake.
Honest to God, I think it'd be pretty cool. I've mentioned it like a few times on stream for like me to hop into like the YouTube boxing scene. And now,
yeah,
I'll be honest, man. Like that's kind of like part of the reason why I want to start training again because I'm also still fairly young. Your birthday, can I say when that is? Can I like?
Yeah.
Your birthday is later this month. My birthday is later this year in 2 months. I'm turning 24. You're turning what? 26. 27?
Yeah.
How old are you turning?
No, 26.
26. So you're turning 26. I'm turning 24. We're still in we're kind of in our prime right now. Like we're hitting our stride right now. And I just think
kind of 30s is kind of our prime a little bit.
Well,
though.
but I'm talking about like physically,
30 to 34.
physically, not financially, physically.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be pretty cool to like have a boxing match with you, and then let's say I knock you out, and then everyone's like, cool, now you got to go. Then I get like reached out by like a fucking YouTube fight promoter, and they're like, hey.
But like, why are you gonna like knock me out though?
Because
I'm gonna knock you out.
You seem like an easy target, so I just gotta make. I gotta make light work.
Let's just say, let's just say, if we box, it's gonna be different since last time. It's gonna be different.
It's gonna be okay. So let's make up a rule set because remember, I'm gonna come into it heavier, and you're gonna be coming into it lighter. So what's the agreed upon weight? I'm thinking because right now I'm 140, 143. I say around 160, 170 we should meet. Do you think that you could do that?
No.
160 to 180. It's going to be a very wide size difference.
Yeah, that's more doable.
But you drop down to 180. I'll try to get up to 160. So we both have to lose an additional. You have to lose 20 pounds. I have to gain. 20
I need
pounds.
to lose. Yeah, 20.
And I need
25.
and I need to gain 20 to 25. So I think that's about fair.
But I wish I could. I could give it to you though.
I wish you could give it to me, bro. I mean, liposuction is a thing.
Nah, no.
So it would be fun, and I think that you and I should definitely make that happen later this year. I think that'd definitely be an interesting video just to see how far you've come, and then for people to
100%, bro. 100%.
And just for people to actually see, like, hey, yo, can Sodacat actually box? Because I think that will like put an end to the discussion of like, because I know
the real question is Sodacat can actually twerk though.
Yes, as everyone sees on pretty much every stream, I do twerk.
Well, a little bit, whatever. Like, you know what did annoy me today from your stream?
What?
You didn't put my last video. I
Ref-
put with this video, I'm leaving, and there was a link there, and you didn't put it. You put like something else, bro.
I
So
didn't
that's
see
all
it.
I'm gonna say.
Didn't see it. Didn't see it.
But really, you did no. But offline, did you see it
No,
or
I
no?
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I'll probably check it out after this
Bro,
podcast.
go check it out,
Uh
and
huh.
it is a perfect exit video for that stream. But I hope you see it one day.
So, Rafiq, something I want to talk about, because I know that we
Yeah.
briefly got to talk about it before the last podcast episode crashed. I want to know, you and I talked briefly about like what I'm currently doing and what you're currently doing. Now, obviously, we're not going to get into detail, like saying like where exactly you work, where exactly I work. I'll start off, and then I want to hear what
Yeah.
like you have to say about where you work. Currently, I work in another sales job. And this past month, I actually had my best month. I sold about $78,000 worth. So
Congrats.
thank you, man. That's actually the highest I've ever sold any job out of the 2 sales jobs I've ever worked. That's the highest I've ever sold. And right now, I am killing it. And every
And
month, I'm getting
is
better.
that like legit policies?
Yes, yes,
No
legit.
trampa?
No trampa, buddy. You want to tell everyone what trampa
Okay.
means at home? Because a lot of my audience does not speak Spanish.
Oh, it's like no cheating. Like no cheating the policy or the customer or anything.
So I make I make a lot of sales now. I'm really good, and once again I have to thank you for that. So I don't think it's gonna be my final destination. Obviously, I hope
No,
online
it
content.
won't. Like I know where he is currently, and
It's
no,
not
he
the
should
best.
be looking for better
And
places.
I eventually will. But just in case like my current employers listening to this, I love you, but please do better. Please do better. You're not doing too well.
Or if your employees will hear this and his position right now, that way he's gonna be forced to do better. And you can always leave the country and do tech sales. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all I'm gonna
Oh
say. You
God.
can always sell a product in Europe and stuff. I
But
already told you I met this guy, this Hindu guy
yeah.
from Africa that is selling tech sales from a European country in Colombia.
Well,
But not the consumers in Colombia. Like he's selling in Europe, but he's in Colombia for, cheaper living though.
Well, something I want to talk to you about because we very briefly got to speak about it before the podcast crashed last time. You claimed
Bro, wait. Let's take a pee break.
no. So you claimed
Like, bro, come on. You're still gonna edit this. We're just gonna edit that
no, we're
part,
not
okay?
gonna edit this. Shut up. I'm gonna only put those bleeps in, and that's it. So let me ask you, because don't worry, we're gonna end the podcast momentarily. We're gonna end it in just a few minutes.
No, bro. Oh,
Yes.
because why? We're
Yes.
vibing.
Yeah, you're damn right. We're vibing. So let me ask you. This.
No, because like, oh my God,
Let be a
whatever.
man. Be a man. Remember, you can always come on more podcast episodes. Let me ask you. So you mentioned that you're planning on opening up a franchise later this year. Without you giving out a name, can you give us a brief description of what that franchise is and why you're even opening up a franchise?
Like I mentioned previously when I was like at your place, while Frost was giving me so much love
Uh
in
huh.
that specific moment,
Uh huh.
I told you it was a pet franchise that I'm opening
Oh,
up.
your mic cut out. Can you repeat that?
Oh, it's a pet services franchise
Okay.
that I'm opening up, and it's basically um, so after I left, I worked in one of the family businesses. So now what I do, it's basically sales, like always, but not in the same category as I was doing, which is a direct consumer. I'll now deal with businesses, and I have my own ambition, so that's why I'm opening it. Basically, it's like I want more money. I want to grow, and that franchise actually was it was back and forth for about 5 6 months,
Uh
I
huh.
think, since last year.
Uh huh.
It was like about 2 months or 3 months after I quit that job,
Mm-hmm.
the one that we were at,
Mm-hmm.
that we started dealing with these people, and yeah, it was about time. So I'm doing that, and also I'm doing like another couple of things under the wraps, which will pop, this year pretty soon, and that time you're gonna be you personally offline is gonna you're gonna be like what like oh, and then you're gonna see.
So
But yeah,
let me ask you, since we're talking about the pet franchise though, why a pet franchise in particular?
because it's a booming industry. It's a very recession resistant industry and has like a lot
A very recession safe
of the
industry.
it's a very safe recession safe industry and also high disposable income customers and also pets are amazing, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
I already have an affinity with pets, like I know you do as well.
Mm-hmm.
um that's why like I even asked you if you know that like a veterinarian like offline, a couple of days ago, and you even know everything about your pet. Like so people
Yeah.
have an affinity to pets and everything.
Yeah.
Just like, there's demand for insurance. It's the same way.
Well, because
Yeah.
people look at some like I look at my cat as like my daughter, pretty much. Like a lot of people look at
Yeah.
their pet as like their child, realistically. So that's why like it is a very recession safe position thing that you're doing. But
Yeah.
what would you? Because for everyone that doesn't know, what is a recession in the first place, and then what is a quote unquote recession safe job?
Well, that's the thing. Like some people consider it 2 quarters negative GDP. Some people consider it, just a slowdown of GDP, not even negative, just like a slowdown from previous
Uh huh.
growth patterns,
Let's try to put
which
it
is the
in
growth of the
layman terms
economy.
for like people that are really on the low scale, Rafik.
Okay, it's when the economy or slows
Uh-huh.
or it starts to contract, okay?
Okay.
So that's what people like. So what happens is that people in that position they start losing their jobs, right? They start defaulting on loans. They start, not being able to meet their expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's trying to look for a safe place, right? So a lot of people consider insurance as a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean what? Because especially in the state that we're in,
Yeah.
the state of Florida, it's a very it's imposed by the state.
Yeah.
So you actually have demand across the board of selling for selling those products. But the problem again is the churn, right? It's that you're not able to sustain that or keep the clients or the carriers in that type of franchise in the industry control the contract completely. Um so that's why it has its pros and cons, the industry, but back to the question. It's what is considered when it slows down and contracts the economy, but at the same time, what is a safe position? The safe position is something that people want or need, whether the economy slows down. So think about utilities, insurance, food, gas, all that stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's like
Well, Rafik, I think.
sick.
What was that? What was that?
No, continue. So,
So, Rafik, I think that we're gonna go ahead and get ready to end the podcast there. We've been recording for about an hour and 17 minutes. Now, don't be.
for everybody that listens to
Uh
this,
huh.
this guy has been 3 weeks trying to make this podcast. Okay?
Now we
And
are.
the day that I make him make the podcast, like just like his commitment, he
Uh huh.
needs to, go full in. It's just an hour and 30 minutes.
So, thing
Just
is,
that.
every podcast is gonna be special. Now, Rafik, as per tradition, as I did last time, I'm going to do my little closing speech. And as I do my closing speech, you have to finish the rest of your Sprite. You have to finish it. So you have to chug it. Whatever is left in there, you have
And
to.
what is your speech?
I'm going to do
What
my
is your
speech. I'm
speech?
just going to do my little speech to the camera, to everyone listening at home. I'm going to do my little speech. You have to finish your Sprite. So go for it.
But let me ask you this,
Go
Mike.
for it.
What would happen after the stream ends?
After the
What
podcast
would
ends,
Yeah.
I start
So
editing it.
what's gonna happen?
I start editing it.
Oh, that's why you want to end early, right? It's only 11:30, bro.
Unlike you, Rafik, I have a life. I have kayaking in the morning.
Oh, that's why.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
I'm
yes,
saying.
yes, yes, yes.
Where is it again? The kayaking?
It's in. That's where it
But
is.
really, bleep it with dolphins, okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, trust me,
Don't
I
be a
intend to.
bum and just put like whatever.
Oh, I
Make
intend
it
to.
fun.
Oh, I'm gonna make it
Make it
fun.
fun.
Now, Rafiq, chug the rest of your soda. I'm going to do my little outro. So, guys, if you enjoyed, please make sure you go ahead and follow me here, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere else where you get your podcast. Make sure that you go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Make sure that you follow my other YouTube channels. All you have to do is search up Sodacat or Sodacat13. That's usually where you'll end up finding me at. Also, on top of that, guys, because it looks like Rafiq finished up his drink. Rafiq, go ahead, tell everyone where they can find you.
Here on the podcast, on the streams.
Uh-huh.
They can find me in your Twitch on the chat. Okay, I'm not gonna say my name, but you're gonna see certain type of comments, certain type of links and videos, which are gonna be amazing. So you can find me there. Also, like, since I haven't posted anything on my social, you can find me at my handle, which is EAQNT. That is the handle on all and everything, YouTube, everything, including everything.
Sure.
So. Yeah, you can find me there. If you know Spanish a little bit though.
Any other socials you want to drop? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Plug them right now. Now's your chance.
Yeah, I just said EAQNT all across the board. And if you got Instagram, just follow me at one of they follow you on Soda or the art thing?
Both. On both. They follow me on both.
Just Google, like, look at me and his followers there. Add me. And we're gonna vibe. Like,
he's lazy. He's lazy. If you guys want to go ahead and follow Rafiq, he's gonna go ahead and send them over to me.
No, like
in the notes of this podcast, make sure you check the description. That's where you'll be able to find Rafiq and all of his socials that he sends over to me. But everyone, with that being said, for now, I hope you enjoyed and have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night. Stay safe. Peace.